Hi, it's Evs from the band Coyote Republic, and this is 10 questions. So I've been doing music for a long time. I mean, there's even pictures of me playing the drums when I was 2 years old. My aunt had a drum set and I was playing, with mallets. But I was more into sports. I always thought I was going to do something in sports more than music. And it wasn't until really my sister had gotten a guitar from my grandma that bought it actually from my other grandma that we weren't allowed to touch. But she beat me in all these other things. And so she went off to Russia for a foreign exchange program. So I took the guitar out of her room and I learned how to play it. And I basically have never given it back. So I actually still have that guitar. So I've been doing music pretty much, in some form all my life. But I really didn't get kind of serious until I stole that guitar when I was like 12 years old. Man, there's a lot to choose from. Obviously, I have a very eclectic background. I guess originally it would be Queen, just because they were able to do so many different styles of music, and I never really saw myself as doing one certain style. I was never just into punk. I was not just into rock, hip hop, R&B. I listened to just about everything, and they were able to make so many different styles of music while still being true to themselves. So for the most part, I'd have to say Queen as the main focus, more in the way they approached music. As far as styles go, I love heavy guitars. I love danceable grooves. I always think about with drums, you want to keep the people dancing. So I love jazz, drums. There's just so many elements that I love that I try to pull from. And I think of music as being kind of universal. We only have 12 notes. It's what you choose to do with each of those notes, and the way the production is done that really distincts, genres. So for me, it's just what genre do I want to touch upon that day, and it could change at any moment. When I was a young kid, my favorite movie, and it still is in my top 5, was The Wizard of Oz. And Somewhere Over the Rainbow, which is crazy that they almost cut that song because they thought it slowed down the pace, but that's the first song that I can really remember. And I associate with that movie and, all my childhood, fun times that I had as a child. So that is the first song that comes to mind. I knew I wanted to be a performer because of Michael Jackson. It really blew my mind that someone could be that good. As far as the guitar, I would watch MTV back when they had music videos, and the song November Rain by Guns N' Roses, I'd watch Slash get on top of the piano and he would bust out this incredible guitar solo, and he had a Gibson Les Paul, and I knew that I wanted a Gibson Les Paul before I even knew how to play guitar. And whenever we went to the local music shops, that was the first thing that I kind of fixated on, and that was someone that I can think of specifically that made me want to learn a certain instrument or to do music. There's other artists that have definitely inspired me along the way, both in how they perform, how they treat their fans. 311, local heroes. They have been able to continually do what they want with music by, again, staying true to themselves, not worrying about, what genres or what is doing really well in the music industry at the time, but they also treat their fans really well. I've met some not so nice famous people, and I've met some incredible down-to-earth people. So it's not just music that inspires me, it's the whole package that goes into making music and being a professional musician. Because I do have such an eclectic background, there's not really a genre that I haven't done. But one, if I could just totally switch gears, it would be classical music. and more specifically doing film scoring. I've been able to do like sound design and film scoring for some independent films, but I love going to the symphony, and I think I enjoy it more because of being a sound engineer. I know it goes behind, compression, EQ, all these different processing things, and when you see an orchestra live, there is no compression. I mean, all the dynamics are in the players, and it's all being done by a conductor. And that's where you really feel the power of music, is in a really great sounding hall done by a really great orchestra. And even one of the people that I'd love to produce at least a song, if not an album, is one of my favorite conductors, which is Gustavo Dudamel. And he right now is conducting for the LA Philharmonic, but he is someone who can just radiate energy and emotion and gets exactly what he wants, and that's one of the reasons why I like classical music, is for that. But it may not be the answer that most people would think that I would choose to do. Oh man, it's kind of an older song, but I've kind of recently gotten back into it, and it's a song called Hands Down by Dashboard Confessional. And the thing about that song, it has so much energy. I mean, I love to play the drums to it. I love to play guitar to it. And even there was one time where I was playing in a band back when I lived in Las Vegas, and a friend of ours had come to visit. She was from out of town. She came to visit, and she was like, "Hey, do you guys know Hands Down?" And the lead singer was like, "Yeah, I know it." And he looked at one of the other guys, Jake. He's like, "Do you know it?" He's like, "Yeah." And looked at me, and I was I kind of knew it, but we just all kind of looked at each other and I started counting off, and we started playing it. And it's a song that I wish I could hopefully write, one that kind of checks off all the boxes, and one that I wish I could sing. I mean, it's a little higher range, and when I think of that song, I still think of my days in Vegas, and our singer at the time, John Chevalier, shout out to J2K, he could sing it so well, and it's just an incredible song. So it's fun to listen to it again and bring back again those memories. So yeah. This one's kind of funny because I had seen Tommy's interview. I've seen it since it's been done, and my song is also it's not the same song, but it's Beyonce, and it's Crazy in Love. And it's safe to say that Coyote Republic is our Beyonce supporters, but again, that's a song that is just fun to listen to, and it's one of those songs that I actually like to warm up when I'm playing drums on, just because I think Gerald Hayward, I know he was drumming with Beyonce when she was with Destiny's Child, but he's one of my favorite drummers, and it's one of those songs where it's got a good pocket, I can elaborate on, I can do like my gospel chops and jazz and hip hop style drumming, and I'll even do some blast beats on it too, so a little metal in there too. But it's just a fun song to listen to, and there you go, now you know. Wow. First one off the bat would be Beck Odelay. That's a song I have owned many times, because that was one where it pushed the boundary of blending genres together. And in the 90s, that was a time where people were getting more experimental, whereas now it wouldn't be necessarily experimental, but I love that record. OK Computer by Radiohead is another really good one, that again just kind of blew my mind. And then if I had to narrow down, it would be Music by 311. That was another one where I didn't realize, because they were from Omaha and that's where I grew up, I didn't know that local artists, even though they are at a much higher level than a lot of local bands, and as great of a music scene Omaha was, that was another record like, okay, it's possible and I can do this. So that was hard, but those are the three that come to mind. Oh, I've been very fortunate to see both Kobe and LeBron play down in San Antonio when we were in Austin, but I gotta say Jordan. I mean, Jordan, I kind of think like there wouldn't be, not to take anything away from Kobe and LeBron, but I don't think there would be as big of a pull for those guys if there wasn't a Jordan. Jordan is one of these guys who changed the game. He's also someone who made the rest of his teammates better. And even, I think Phil Jackson was even asked, like, because he's coached Kobe and Jordan, who was better. And if anyone would know, it'd be him. And he had talked about how if Kobe was having an off night, if he wasn't shooting well, he would keep forcing it until he would then get some rhythm. If Jordan was having an off night with his shooting, he would find the person who was great or was having a good night, and then he would get the ball to them, and then he would then make up for it with rebounding or stealing, defense. I mean, he would do something else. He just wanted to win that bad. So it's hard to not go with Jordan. So hey guys, thanks for taking the time to watch this and getting to know me better. We're real excited about this project, and we have a new song called Wide Open that's out right now. So go ahead and check it out. Go ahead and leave a comment. If you disagree with anything I said, I want to know what your 3 albums were. It's harder than it looks. And if you don't think Jordan is the GOAT, then let me know.